friends and subscribers. This is your host Ram, welcoming you to your edition of Cricket Happenings on a Saturday. Yes, I know a bit under the weather. Could not really connect to you either through the YouTube or through Twitter, unfortunately. But here I am. Well, definitely not out of the woods, one could say. But well, let's get to look at basically first only sole test that was played, and also the test matches that are really holding the attention now is the one which is happening in the Trans-Tasman territory in Australia and New Zealand. Well, Australia, there is an epic innings from David Warner, which is the second ever highest score by an Australian batsman in Test cricket, which was 335. The record is held by Matthew Hayden, the former player with 380, but it was David Warner who went through the horrors in the English Broad with the Broad coming round the wicket. But Pakistan last time missed a trick, this time tried it, but this time I would say full credit to David Warner as he got over it and hammered 300, and a very disciplined knock at that. 335, 334 was scored by Mark Taylor in the past. So he went past that. He went past Don Bradman's record of 334, which was equaled by Mark Taylor long back. And here comes David Warner making his highest ever score in Test cricket, getting his first ever triple century in Test cricket, and going past Mark Taylor to become the second highest run getter, second highest individual score in Australian Test cricket history. And David Warner take a bow, 335, ground the Pakistan bowlers to absolute dust as the Australians had an imposed total put up on the board on the second day of the second test match at the Adelaide Oval under lights with a pink ball, and I'm sure this is the highest ever score in a day-night test match batsman. So David, the records there as far as in Chan, not to forget to mention Manas Labuschagn's second consecutive century effort, 162 at that, and of play at 96 for 6. They will battle it oval. I'm afraid the only sole hope being that is that they could whittle down the lead. Nothing much than that, and I think unless Babar Azam is coming to come up with a superlative effort in the same vein as David Warner. Well, so that is as far as Australia and Pakistan are concerned. The New Zealand-England match, New Zealand once again grinded the English bowling and put up they were all out for 375. The grinding was done this time by Watling, who normally likes to grind. Latham did it the previous day, and then the new boy on the block, none other than Daryl Mitchell, playing his maiden test match and getting his maiden 50, crafting his way down to 73. So we will come back to that. So these are the two matches, and we have the Afghanistan. So these are three matches. Also, a sort of a very rare happening that happens in test in cricket. Basically, we are talking about T20 cricket, where 5 wickets were taken in 6 balls by an Indian bowler. This happened in the domestic cricket in India, where a bowler by the name Abhimanyu Mithun went on to pick 5 wickets in 6 balls, joining Al Amin Hussain of Bangladesh, who was the first one to do so. Just as a sort of a snippet, I would say. But, well, we are definitely getting to talk now in greater detail about what happened. And we are starting off, I reckon I'm trying to start off with the Afghanistan-West Indies match, which is the first, the sole test match that was played between both the teams. And well, as far as this particular match was concerned, I can just give you a brief summary here as to what happened. Afghanistan batting first, making 187 on a track that was really, really turning. And the tallest bowler today, I would say, in international cricket, Rakeem Cornwall, the off spinner, really surprised the Afghanis. In fact, he went on to that's a great thing. Rakeem Cornwall definitely played against India in the first Test match and really impressed a lot of people. I mean, he took some very vital wickets. 4 coming from Amir Hamza. And then West Indies for 75 runs. West Indies all out for 277. West Indies making his debut and picking up a maiden Test century in his first ever, in his maiden, it was a maiden Test century. I'm just going to look at the records here. I'm sure Shamar Brooks was actually making his Test debut here. No, sorry, I was not. In fact, Shamar Brooks has played a Test match, probably against India, if I'm not wrong. But anyways, Brooks played a wonderful innings, a strokeful knock, his maiden Test century, and definitely one saw saw the glimpse of this boy with some great talent in the making, as he made 111 runs with 15 fours and 1 six. Everton Weeks, the former great batsman, one would know that the West Indies were the former West Indies greats were known for the 3 Ws: Frank Worrell, Everton Weeks, and Clyde Walcott. And the 3 Ws, so one of the Ws, Everton Weeks, the former player, actually has spoken very highly about this bloke, Shamar Brooks, and here he comes, scoring 111, 5 wickets for 74 for Amir Hamza, making 62, the highest scorer with 11 fours, took the attack to the West Indian bowlers, and 3 wickets for Holder, 3 wickets apiece for Rakeem Cornwall and Roston Chase, and West Indies completed the formalities with a 9-wicket victory with 31 runs were needed, which was completed as a mere formality. Now, we go on to the next match, and as we are talking, the one which is really here is the Australia versus Pakistan match. And let's have a look at what's the situation there as far as Australia versus Pakistan. As I said, Australia mounted their total to 589 for 3 declared. That happened. This is the second highest partnership for Australia in Test matches, as this partnership yielded David Warner had an epic 335 not out with 39 boundaries and 1 6. Marnus Labuschagne, the other one who was actually joining Warner in that massive record, had 162 besides his name with 22 boundaries. And what a knock. I mean, David Warner, a really disciplined knock, and he has really done a great job, one could say. Full credit to him. Pakistan definitely went on a round the wicket line to him. This time not missing the trick that they missed. But, David Warner was absolutely equal to the challenge. He took them head on and went on to an epic score, his highest ever score, his first ever triple century in Test cricket. And his Australian cricket team, Steve Smith made 36, Wade was not out in 38, 589 for 3, a huge total erected by the Australians. The bowling, Mohammad Abbas coming into the Test squad, not making much of an impression, none for 100. Shaheen Shah Afridi, to me, was the pick of the bowlers. 30 overs, 5 maidens, 88 runs and 3 wickets. Definitely troubled all the batsmen, but could not get a lot of penetration, one could say. Mohammad Musa was given a Test debut, the pace bowler, in place of Naseem Shah. And Mohammad Musa, I wouldn't say he did any good job, but nevertheless, being his first match, one could understand that. None for 114. Yasir Shah were going none for 197. Huge runs taken off his bowling. Iftikhar Ahmed none for 75 or 15, and Pakistan, in the reply yesterday towards the evening on the second day, were reeling at 96 for 6, just gasping for breath, one could say. Now, if you look at the Pakistan card, all the wickets that fell is basically one there where the Pakistan batsmen would be blamed because they have started fishing outside the off stump. All those balls have been edged 19, one boundary. Imamul Haq, who this time came and occupied the place where the other batsman, Azhar Ali, was going to open, but today Imamul Haq was going to open the innings. So that was gone. Imamul Haq caught Warner bowls. Azhar Ali, the captain, coming in at one drop here, was gone. The ball pitched on the middle and off stump. Cummins was the bowler, and Azhar tried to, just try to carve the delivery. Second slip was into the boundary. Baba, there is not to actually would be guilty of actually going and playing a stroke at that. That was absolutely, the ball was pitched on the fifth stump, and there was no need for Asad Shafiq to go and fish at it. He did, and the resultant edge carried to Payne behind the stumps. So Asad Shafiq gone. Mitchell Stark. This was a ball which was coming in but at the same time angling a bit of away swing as well, as Iftikhar tried to hit the ball, and Payne, one has to say, it was a wonderful catch by Payne, diving in front of first slip and grabbing it as Iftikhar Ahmed left the scene. Caught Payne bowled Stark for 10 with 2 boundaries. Mohammad Rizwan, who did a good job in the first test match, was a goner for a duck. Now, this was a poor shot from Mohammad Rizwan under the circumstances. One understands it was a tempting delivery outside the off stump from Mitchell Stark, and especially considering the situation of Pakistan, it was not a good shot at all. Mohammad Rizwan played away from his body, and that was the end of Mohammad Rizwan. Out for naught, and as I said, Pakistan at the end of the day were reeling at 96 for 6. Babar Azam was not out on 43 with 6 boundaries. Yasir Shah was at the crease, not out on 4. Pakistan will resume the battle. They follow on. To avoid the follow on, it's 389 that is required by Pakistan to actually, make Australia bat again if they can make 389 runs. But this match definitely looks in the firm grasp of the Aussies. Stark 4 for 22, splendid bowling figures from Mitchell Stark, 1 wicket apiece to Patrick Cummins, actually set up. And Pakistan really right now, I would say, they are in jail right now. Can they get out of jail against Australians? And the next match that I'm going to talk about, New Zealand, England, it's a grinding effort from the Kiwis. The pitch was looking like a real feather bed, probably to the Kiwi bowlers who actually changed the Latham going on to make a century. And other than that, Tom Latham making 105 with 16 boundaries. And on his test debut, he scored a maiden 50. He was out for 73. He's a frustrated bowler. Wagner was out for naught. 375 all out. And thanks to Stu in the evening, picked up 4 wickets. I don't know whether it will be ruining the fact that they didn't have Mike Leach. And Mike Leach, definitely strong opener, definitely a fuller delivery from and LBW bowl Saudi for 4. And the next wicket to go was Denley, who was Henry getting it right as Denley flashed at the delivery, and Watling beautifully diving to his right, pouching the catch, and Denley was gone. So 2 wickets down. England really in trouble. 39 for 2 in reply. going into the third day. And it is the persons at the crease were Joe Root. Definitely, it had a lot of aggression in the delivery. It was the last ball of the day, and it was he forced Joe Root to have a fend at it, and that was G Travel who was the culprit there. Could not hang on to the catch. And what a situation it would have been for England if they would be perilously placed at 39 for 3, but it was not to be. Joe Root survived, not out on 6 at close of play with 1 boundary, and Rory Burns was the one who was holding the fort. It was not out on 24 for 20 of Joe Root, an important wicket at that, and so that's a match situation. Well, dear fans, friends, subscribers, I don't have anything else to really talk about. It has always been a pleasure bringing you this cricket happening show. I'm sure you all enjoy it as much as I do on this particular broadcast. And well, look for England on the third day. So definitely a pleasure.